What's going on, everybody? This is Jason from the Jason&Jabari Gaming, and today we have Alliance War Season 29 War number 2. Today we're going up against SHBR, and this is me choosing the team that I was assigned, and that will be Dr. Doom, Human Torch, and Shang-Chi. And once again, we're going with no attack tactics because I didn't know how to do those. Hopefully today we have War number 3, so I might try and activate those. So starting off with path number 4, and we have a Terrax, but first I'm going to allow my energy to build because I have the mini boss Ebony Maw once again on Power Snack. So I allowed my teammates to go first before I went, so therefore I could boost once in the first section and tackle all my fights. So here I'm boosting up against Terrax. In my opinion, it's not a very difficult fight with Shang-Chi. We're basically going to go into the fight and try to purify and or cleanse the debuffs that we have, and the way that you do that with Shang-Chi is you medium, light, medium. That'll activate his cleansing strike, which will purify the current debuffs that you have placed on you. So that is the plan. As you can tell, I'm activating other boosts like the science boost, and that is for my Human Torch fight coming up with Ebony Maw. I like to get all my boosts out of the way that I'm going to utilize during the fights that I'm going to currently have, so that therefore I don't have to do it later, because sometimes I forget, and I don't want to forget. So now we're activating a Power Start 1 boost, and basically I'm overflowing in these gray boosts, so I figured why not. It'll get me to a special 2 faster, and most of the time with the health pools that they have in Shang-Chi, a single special 2 will pretty much end the fight, if not come close to ending it. There I backed off, not really sure why. I reset my charges, and now I think I'm about to release a special 2. Yeah, so I go ahead and release my special 2, and it didn't kill him, surprisingly, but now he's close to a special 3, so I need to bait out his special 3, which I do. It's not really a big deal. Now his rock shield, it does damage over time, or dot damage, however you want to call it. So I'm trying to not get too much of that, but as you can tell, I didn't do a very good job, but it wasn't a horrible job either. A couple more hits and he goes down. So our next fight is against Void, and we took this fight on this same node last time, and there's no difference with how we're going to approach this fight. The only thing is I'm going to heal up a little bit from some of that damage that I received from Terrax, and then I'm just going to go in. I'm going to get to a special 2, and I'm going to try and drop him. Void is dangerous here because you start off with the heal block debuff. So the first thing you want to do is you want to cleanse, which is a medium, light, medium, and then from there you can do whatever combos you want. I go for the special 2 right there, which you can see he's almost dead. I avoid his special 2 by blocking the first initial hit and dexing the second part to go in to punish with a 5-hit combo, and he's done. So now we're moving on to Ebony Maw. Last time we heard horror stories, and I tried to take this fight a different way, and it almost got me killed. This time we're going to go ahead and fight the way that I normally fight, so there's no pressure. I did not hear that we needed to fight this way differently from anybody, so I figured, okay, it's time for me to just play my normal way of playing. I throw in an invulnerability boost, as I often do when I take Power Snack with the Mystic, because they may be running Mystic Dispersion or whatever and might get pushed to a special 3 quickly. So there, we're just building up smolders, taking hits on the block, reparrying, and yeah, we're going to try to drop this guy faster than he can try and degen or drop me. That was intentional. I took that special 1 on the block. So there we're degenning quite a bit, actually. which I didn't notice until just now because I was wondering why I had lost so much health during this fight. But he's almost dead. I go in for another 5-hit combo and see how much easier that is when you play your game. So now we're in section 2. One of our alliance mates just took down the mini. So I only have one fight for this section, and that's Venom on the Rich Get Richer. This is not a difficult fight. Doom, I've done this fight with Doom so many times I've lost count from multiple seasons. Basically, the strategy for this fight is to steal Venom's power because he does gain buffs, so he will gain a lot more power faster than you, and then you just can get him in a Doom rotation. I don't think I do that. I think all it takes is a special 3 and then a special 2 and he's done. So I backed off. I started with another Power Start 1 because why not? I go ahead and hit him with a special 1. Apparently on this node every so often there's an immunity to you nullifying his buffs. I don't really worry about that. I never have. It just doesn't bother me because I want to push him to over 2 bars of power. Special 3 is fine as well because, like I said, we're going to steal his power, which has nothing to do with that node. That's strictly nullifying. So I wouldn't pay attention. That just adds complexity that you really don't need to pay attention to unless that is your strategy to nullify for some reason. So yeah, as you can see, we go ahead and drop that special 2 right there, and that finishes him off. So a pretty quick fight, like I said, not hard whatsoever. So now we have 3 more fights. We have 2 mini bosses, and we have the actual Mojo boss fight. So I'm going in, healing up Torch a little bit from that damage that we had received from the Ebony Maw. And I believe this is the next day, so I let my boost fall off before I healed up so it wouldn't cost as much. And the way that you want to approach this white Magneto is you want to block his special 1. It says unblockable, but it's not a projectile, so the safest way to take this fight is to block it. He doesn't hit really hard, and if you get caught by it, then you might have a problem. He could probably one-shot you or take off a huge chunk of your health. So I would recommend you just blocking it and then punishing. There's my teammates telling me that they set up the pre-fights on him. They actually did the Torch pre-fight, which is absolutely not necessary, but since we did have it available, then why not, right? It just makes it faster equates to safer, so why not do that? But you absolutely do not need the Torch pre-fight. He will melt one way or the other. So we're just going in basically medium, light, mediums. That's generally how I play my Torch. Unless I'm trying to stall for some specific reason, then I don't generally deviate off of a medium, light, medium. And there, we're just playing real safe. So kind of passively, not real aggressive, no real reason to. As you can tell, he's already half health. We want to keep him throwing his specials because of our power stings from our Nova Flames. So we want to continue. See, he's just helping kill himself. So not a hard fight whatsoever. We finish him off with a special 1. And now we're going to go ahead and move up to this Sorcerer Supreme. Now, Sorcerer Supreme on the unblockable special 2, aspect of war, all that wonderful stuff. Last war, I took a Mangog on this fight and I died to him. This war, as you can tell, I'm max boosted. I told you guys when I'm taking a boss or something like that, or it's a close war and we stand a chance of winning, then I'm going to do my part in max boost. I didn't take off dexterity. That's up to you guys if you want to. This fight, her special 2, you can dex it with having dex off. But I actually play Mojo with dex on. And that's just if I need to get out of a corner and Dex his heavy attack or something like that, I feel safer with Dexterity on. But again, if you feel safer with it off, then that's fine. So there was no need for me to change up my masteries. We have the Reed pre-fights. I told you guys about that last time. We have the power suppression this time, and see how much slower she's gaining power. Now she passively gains power, so it's a little bit different than Mangog, but we had a slight issue with this fight, and this slight issue is happening right now. The problem was she threw 2 special ones back to back, and that allowed enough time to shave off of my Reed pre-fight timers. It's not the biggest deal in the world. I've taken her without the Reed pre-fights. It's just the Reed pre-fights makes it a lot safer, and that's block damage, because again, every time she builds a bar of power, she's hitting harder. So I'm like, oh man, special 3 would be better, because it's going to drain and deplete all of her power, and she'll have to build back up, and it's going to give me power, but I still have 2 more hits for my invulnerability boost, which by the way, I do activate an invulnerability boost every time I take this fight and or the boss. So now I'm just stalling once again, and then she goes for a special 2, but the power stings, drops her. So not too bad. We did lose a little bit of health, so we're going to top ourselves off. I still have time on my invulnerability boost, so that's very good. And now we're just going to go in and do our last fight against this Mojo boss. So Harry is placing on another pre-fight for me. Thank you, Harry. I appreciate it. I'm going to throw on my Flame On if I didn't already use it. I think I might have used it on Sorcerer Supreme. I can't remember. Let's find out. Yep. So I used my pre-fight against Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah, so an alliance mate used his Flame On for me. We have the Reed debuffs, and we have the white mags. Some of that stuff you can use, some of it, I mean, all of it's not necessary, but it is nice to have. It just makes the fight that much quicker. And I definitely would recommend going with Flame On if nothing else. So there we ran into another problem, and we allowed the Reed pre-fights to drop off. I think I mistimed that, and then by the time I was going to punish, because I don't heavy counter Mojo. I barely heavy counter anybody with Torch, but I definitely don't heavy counter Mojo with it. You can do it, but I don't feel comfortable doing it. And if I'm not feeling comfortable, then as you guys saw last time, I might almost die, if not die. So that was not the strategy going into this fight. Now that they're gone, he's going to gain power. It's not the biggest deal in the world. I'm receiving a lot of block damage, but I've been in this position a lot of times to where I'm not panicking or anything. I'm understanding and knowing that I just need to continue playing my game and getting my combos in on him. And I am intentionally blocking, because that special 1 gives you a lot of smolders, and the more smolders that you have, the better off you are, because of more damage he's receiving. So at this point, I knew I won the fight. It was not the cleanest, but once again, I wasn't panicking there. So yeah, that's my war. I felt a lot better after this one. We performed really well. We didn't get the donut, but 1 death, that's respectable. We allowed 2, but we always want to try and attempt to get a donut. So great job, team. Final score for us, we did end up winning this war. Actually, we were in a more comfortable lead. I don't know what happened at the end, but it doesn't really matter. The victory happened. I did get an MVP. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys, and I'll see you next time.